guys, and welcome to Friday night stream of our Lost Odyssey. I hope everybody had a good Friday. This isn't working so good. Can you guys hear my fan? I know it's triggering my audio stuff, but I'm just wondering if you guys can hear it. If you can't hear it, I'll move it somewhere that the microphone doesn't react to it quite so much. Because this pop filter is doing nothing to try to mitigate the breeze blowing on the mic. But that's not really what it's for. Maybe if I just point it in a different direction, it'll just keep them. Cool. 1 second here, guys. Okay, where did that send everything? That's good. It's good to hear that you're having a good Friday. I think we're good. Not too bad. It's Friday, it's the weekend. Because that makes... It's been a weird day, let's put it that way. Coming back to work after vacation, and then immediately having the weekend. It's a weird thing. I'm good right now, Jason. Thank you. What I want is this stupid pop filter to stay put. This is what I get for buying the cheapest one I could find. There we go. Alright, so tonight we are starting Disc 2 of Lost Odyssey. When last we left our heroes, we'd saved Mac from the spirit of the forest. And Kime has vowed that he needs to find Sarah, who was Lyram's mother and is the kid's grandmother. So, that is where we pick our adventure back up. But I think there's stuff to find in here. I think we need to take Mac somewhere and get it started. Mac is a practitioner of spirit arts, which lets him channel all kinds of power here. Your school banned iced bottled water? Why? Are people, like, hitting each other with them? I don't understand. How can they ban bottled water? Thank you for those, Jason. ice ball, water are weapons? How does that constitute a weapon? It's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I once had someone ask me why a chain link fence wouldn't stop wind. So I've heard some pretty dumb things. That's dumb. Like, I get wanting to protect people, but that's a little too far. Here, this thing. What's this? It wasn't like this before. Maybe because Mac is here. Me? Seems so. There is powerful spirit magic at work in this forest. It's likely that everything is coming back to life due to a spirit mage like Mac being here. How neat! Let's see if these things are working then. Cool, so we can get up in here now. Get us another seed. That's a monster.
It's now or never.
Probably change his ring. Oh, not wind. Water. That's dumb. There's no way they can enforce that long term. You need to be able to take a bottle of water. I'd fight the school on it. There's no way that's allowed. No way. I'd still fight them on it.
That was easy.
I'm gonna go for those. Because that'll let me run from fights instantly if we need to. Come on, platform, do your thing. There you go. There's nothing at the end of that path, but there is a platform over here. What? What if you don't want to go to Disney? Ooh. New weapons. Did I do this whole place with... I bought new weapons and never gave it to them? Oh, jeez. That's dumb. We had class trips here, but they were things that you opted into, and only if you opted into it did you have to pay for it. They weren't, like, they weren't enforced. The whole school body didn't have to pay for everyone else to go. I don't blame you. That's really stupid.
I am the greatest.
I'm pretty sure if you had the capability to go to Disneyland today by yourself, it wouldn't cost you that much money. Were there lift pads in this one? I don't remember. I know there wasn't anything at the top of that upper reaches level.
Guess we have no choice.
There's only a few teachers? Yeah. This does not seem well thought out.
It's not in my nature to lose.
That's where we went to go downstairs. Oh, there is a lift here. Interesting. Oops. No, you're right, and you know, it's their lives. They can make whatever decisions they want to make. But for a school trip, it seems well thought out. Well, it's like it feels like not even the teachers want to be there anymore. And I think that's a big problem for the school system. What was my favorite school trip? I never went on any of our school trips. I couldn't afford them. Oh, that's cool, Onyx. We had a bunch of trips like that, I guess you could call it. I never really considered them trips, where we just went to like a local museum or art exhibit or something. And those were always sort of neat. But they weren't, like, they were the same every year, right? They weren't different, they weren't special or anything. If you went to the museum tour one year and you went the next year, there might be a couple new paintings or something, but it was basically the same thing. That's what happens when you grow up in small town, almost middle of nowhere, Canada. There, I think that's everything in here. Oh, great, Trent. Well, let's see how this goes with weapons that are actually halfway decent. Museum of Life and Science is supposed to be animals, reptiles, different small creatures also. Oh, that was cool. I totally misread that comment at first glance, Onyx. I thought you said you lived in the museum, and I was like, why would you do that? Like, I get that you like science, but come on, dude. There's gotta be boundaries. Yep, this whole forest probably would have been a lot less of a headache if I had actually equipped the better weapons I bought everybody. What beats fire? Earth? Earth beats fire. No. That's the bug. No. Wind is fire.
Oh, that was easy!
Is this Twitch's animal side starting to come out? It can tell you when a storm's coming? Like when your dog starts to act all weird because there's a storm? I cannot stop yawning, oh my god. Oh, do we have new memory coming? At least you're saying hi to the good witch. We have a new memory coming up here. Where did I put OBS? Too many windows. This happened a long, long time ago. On a small island, which has since perished, they had an odd custom. They mourned their dead with song, with elegies. Elegy Island. The songs would play without ceasing from the last moments before death through the funeral to the burial. Elegies would be sung for many purposes: to ease the grief of the family, to recall the legacy of the deceased, to appease the soul of one who died under stressful circumstances, to celebrate one person's having lived to a ripe old age, or to evoke anger at another's pointless death. There were no fixed melodies or lyrics. Apparently, the songs were sung without lyrics at all. No documents have survived, so all we can do is assemble oral histories, sighs the archaeologist as she views the island from the deck of the ship. The people of that island country had no writing system, which means they had no way to leave behind signs of or evidence of their lives. I wish we could at least interview a few survivors, but there weren't any. Every single person was killed. The research team's archaeologist is a young woman in her 20s. Her country is the one that destroyed the island. It happened while her ancestors, 7 generations back, were still young people. I hate to badmouth my own country, she says with a shrug, but they really didn't have to go that far. That far is no exaggeration. Her country prided itself on its overwhelming military force, for to gain mastery over the tiny island would have been as simple as twisting an infant's arm. But her country believed in oppressing its neighbors with force. The leaders were thinking more of those neighbors than of the island itself when it launched its all-out attack. The island was a mere object lesson. It was scorched from end to end. Every human being on the island, from newborn babies to elders on the verge of death, were killed without mercy. It's odd, though, says the young woman with a grim smile. There are hardly any records left from that time, even in our country. I suppose what they did was so terrible they didn't want their descendants to know about it. Her remark prompts some older scholars on board to clear their throats, at the sound of which she snaps her mouth shut. Sorry, she whispers. You're not much older than I am. You probably don't want to hear all about this old stuff anyway. I do, though. What interest can a sailor like you have in these boring academic matters? Kime only shakes his head. Suddenly, things become very busy on deck. The boat is approaching the island and has entered a stretch of intricate channels where the skills of the crew will be tested. The boatswain calls Kime. Oh, I'm sorry, the woman says. I shouldn't be monopolizing your time. You've got work to do. Even as she apologizes, the talkative young archaeologist asks Kime, Do you mind if I ask you one last question? Please ask away, he replies, stopping in his tracks. She looks around to make sure no one is listening and whispers, I'm sure this is your first time taking a research team over. Mm-hmm. And your first time going to the island. Well, yes. So you probably don't know about some of the bad stories they tell about this place. That some scholars who go here fall under a curse, like they get sick while doing their research on the island, or they become mentally unstable after they get home. I've heard some even killed themselves. You mean a long time ago, right? Right. This is the first research trip in 50 years. Up to then, every time they sent out a team, 1 or 2 of the members would suffer the curse. This is why they put a stop to them all these years. So I'm a little scared myself. She sends a mock shudder through her body. I just thought I'd ask if you could teach me some magic spell for getting back safe. Kime looks straight at her, not merely taking in her appearance, but searching for the person deep inside. You'll be fine, he says. You think so? I'm pretty sure you'll be okay. She looks at him questioningly. If you hear singing, though, he adds, hum along with it. What do you mean? She asks, her expression increasingly uneasy, but Kime says nothing more. Get over here now, mister! The boatswain shouts at Kime, who heads for his station. He did tell the woman one white lie, though. This is not his first time coming to the island. He has been here many times before. His first trip happened a long time ago. The archaeologist said the island's elegies had no fixed melody or lyrics. They were all sung extemporaneously and never repeated. 100 deaths required 100 elegies. Nor did mourners agree in advance on the nature of the elegy before they started singing. At first, each would sing his or her own song, expressing his or her own feelings about the deceased. Eventually, the jumble of songs would come together into a single melody without any one singer taking the lead. In the culture of this island that had no writing, there was, of course, no musical notation. There were no instruments for accompaniment either. Each mourner, in grieving for the loved one, would give voice to hopes for a peaceful last journey, and a song would emerge. Kime's travels first brought him here when the island was at peace, which is to say, centuries ago. He happened to arrive just after the death of the village elder. For 3 days and nights an elegy was sung around the dock, the island's people's song, which shook the darkness and reverberated all across the clear blue daytime sky. It left its mark a certain ennobling comfort in the breast of Kime, a man for whom fate had decreed that no one would ever sing an elegy. To think that such an island had been burned to the ground, the people fled in all directions at once and were murdered one at a time. It was an absolute bloodbath. Kime knows about the atrocities that accompanied the butchery, things that were not handed down to the generation of the young archaeologist. Had it wished to, the woman's country could have taken control of the island in a single night, but instead it used its military power to chase down each of the island's inhabitants over a period of several days, as if carefully filling the blank spaces in a coloring book. The island became enveloped in eagles. At first, while the living still outnumbered the dead, voices in elegiac song all but shook the island with their volume. As the days went by, however, and the dead came to outnumber the living, the sobbing voices in the song grew fainter. When the battle reached its final phase, the few remaining islanders, who had been cornered in the island's northern tip, fled into a large cave. They resigned themselves to death. All that was left for them to do was to pray that they might be allowed to die with some degree of peace. But even this small measure of hope they were unable to wring from their attackers. The army of the archaeologist's country went for maximum brutality. They entered the cave with every weapon at their command, and they dragged out and killed one islander per day. Today, it was an old man. The next day, a young man. The day after that, they tortured to death a young mother with an infant at her breast. The following day, the infant they tore from her arms was put to death. The elegies resounded without interruption. The singing voices that escaped from the cave invaded the ears of soldiers who were carrying on the massacre. The soldiers with kind hearts collapsed one after another, or they went mad and left the front line. Song was the final weapon of the islanders, who had no other means to fight. So they went on singing as they struggled against starvation, thirst, and their own fears. The commanding officer of the anti-insurgency force ordered his men to fill the mouth of the cave, and they buried people alive. He thought the singing would no longer be audible. Nevertheless, faint singing continued. It went on day after day, rainy days, clear days, daytime, nighttime, it continued, but no longer without breaks, which gradually increased in length. The singing went beyond being an elegy for a single person and became a song suffused with the sorrow of all the living things on the island. About the time the season ended, the last thin thread of singing had died out. The army left the island. Not a single record of these military operations was left. Never again did anyone come to live on the island. The first research team in 50 years is plagued by difficulties. One scholar after another collapses. Almost every day, someone is sent out to the vessel anchored offshore, sick. All of the scholars moan with pain, blocking their hearts. The situation is exactly what it was before the island was sealed off for research. Kime knows exactly what is happening. The ocean breeze sweeping across the island sounds like a song. The branches swaying in the forest like a song. The birds in the trees sound like a song. The babbling of a brook sounds like a song. The treading of boots on piled up fallen leaves sounds like a song. The crashing and recalling of the waves on the shore sound like a song. The elegy for the island that the people sang with every last life they could dredge up from inside themselves now is being sung by the island itself. Please stop, I beg you. Please stop, the scholars cry out in their delirium, covering their ears. I don't know what we did. It was our ancestors, not us. The scholars who moan this hear anger and sorrow in the constantly resounding elegy. But they say it is true. It's not their fault. But they have been given no knowledge of what happened on this island so long ago. Sometimes not knowing can be a proudful sin. They should prick up their ears and listen all the more. This is what Kime has always done. The eulogy being sung by the island is not merely hurling hatred and anger at them. The island is not trying to torture members of the younger generation like them who are without sin. Rather than blocking their ears, they should listen. If they do so, the message will reach them. For the island is telling them, you must know the truth. You must know what actually happened here happened on this island so long ago. Jeez, I can't read tonight. The investigation ends much earlier than originally planned. Most of the research team have returned to the ship. Their health broken, and some of the more seriously ill members have been sent home. It's no longer possible to continue the work. A young archaeologist who spoke to Kime on the way is one of the few who have persevered to the end. Holy crap, I can't read. Thank you, she says to Kime. As soon as he climbed from the launch to the ship, she saw Kime standing on deck and hurried over to him. She looks haggard, but her fatigue is clearly less physical than mental. Her eyes harbor a strong-willed gleam. Did you hear the singing? He asks. I did, she says with a nod, looking back at the receding island. It was so sad. Just as he had thought, she was able to open herself to the sadness. Did you sing along with it? Yes, I did that too, partly because of what you told me, but I also found myself humming the same tune quite naturally. Kime nods and smiles at her. This is the first time that he has encountered anyone with the heart to hear the island's eulogy. This time, when I get home, she says, I want to be a more serious researcher on the war. It's something I have to do. I almost feel that I don't have any choice in the matter. I'm glad to hear, says Kime. I might turn up some facts that my country finds inconvenient, but I feel it absolutely necessary to return the truth, to know what exactly happened. The ship emerges into the open sea. A single white bird flies out from the island as if seeing the ship off on its journey. Tracing a great arc in the blue sky, it releases one high, ringing cry. No longer a eulogy. This is a song for joy and forgiveness, signaling the dawn of a new age. End. Sorry guys, the reading of that was all over the place. I don't know what's up. I'm actually going to be right back. Give me, like, a couple of minutes. Okay, sorry everybody. Okay, so here we go, back to tomorrow. Oh, there's the cube music. Hi, let's go play with cube music. Cube music 2. TAAD. Magic Mew? Congratulations, that was some superb playing. To commemorate this first performance, I'd like to give you this. Dodger? I wonder what that is. Spirit magic, so it's something Matt casts. Increases evasion rate of one party member. Neat. Go this way. Overactive imagination, I would guess. Nothing to buy there. Unity Dizzy. That's... I don't know that. That's true. So, MP absorb and damage up, but MP absorb... When did I make osmosis rings? I need piercing rings. Ring assembly. Piercing. Ooh, we just need to... Oh, it takes 7 hard skins per ring. Does what's his face here sell them? It says whetstones. I don't see heart skins. Well, okay, never mind. Hopefully we don't need those rings. I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going. Came to do some shopping, but it's crowded everywhere today. It makes it more exciting, I guess. No, it makes it more obnoxious. Oh. Something happens if we move up the road a little further. They have big screen TVs, that's cool.
I am Tolton, son of the late King Cypher. Please heed my words. At this moment, our nation is
Oh, if it isn't that little scamp from Ura.
It's the council. I wonder what's going on. What would be so important that they'd have to broadcast it around the world?
that on the Wall Highlands into such a tragedy. I am overwhelmed with shame at the number of people who died in that battle. Furthermore, I must inform the people that His Excellency, the Venerable Chairman Roxian, who has led the council
Sounds like not a bad plan.
became a republic, has passed away due to some illness. His Excellency felt a terrible sense of responsibility.
Do you understand any of this? There were a lot of words I heard in my history class.
That to save Uri, the monarchy must be restored immediately. Therefore, in accordance with His Excellency's dying wish, I hereby declare that henceforth the Republic shall be abolished and the Council shall be dissolved.
Huh, Golden Boy sure taking a lot of initiative there.
It's Gongora's plotting.
The boss?
I don't get it. They're trying to stop something, right?
I, as the first in line to the throne, shall, with honor, bear the crown as 45th King of Ura.
I don't think I saw it.
45? Oh, thanks for
It's just that she's
clearing
confused.
that up. 44.
Incumbent on the ruler of this nation, I shall appoint His Excellency Gongora, a sorcerer of vast experience, as my royal advisor and second in command.
That seems like a bad idea.
Well, it shall be a great honor to accept your Majesty's appointment.
He sure knows how to ham it up.
What? Did he just say royal advisor? He's kidding, right?
It's nothing but government by regent.
My beloved citizens, allow me to illustrate one of the reasons that I reached this difficult decision.
It's me! Look it!
They must be planning to invade Ura.
Is that my voice?
What is this?
How should I know?
As you can see, it has been refitted with weapons. Do you understand?
Ooh, Jansen wasn't aware of the thing in his eye.
Mara, like Kent before it, is baring its aggressive fangs at our country. In this time of crisis, our country no longer has a standing army to protect us. Our army was swept up in the devastation at the Wall Highlands. It is in times like these when a king who can lead Ura to victory, like my late father, is indispensable.
Jansen, what the hell is this? Explain yourself.
I'm telling you, I don't know anything.
You've been used.
Me? By Gongora? You gotta be kidding me. I was just in it for the money.
There, see? He let it slip.
Yeah, okay. So now you know. But all he asked me to do is keep an eye on you guys. You gotta believe me.
Then what was that black pearl all about?
Well, look, that was, well...
Kime,
that,
this guy's bad
was,
news. We should get rid of him. We need to deal with him before we look for Sarah. Gongora might even be listening in on this conversation.
Hey, wait a minute, okay? You don't know the whole story. Let me
It
just...
doesn't matter.
Kime?
Let him hear us. Let him see us. Let him shudder as we close in on him.
Kime is an angry man.
You are creeping me out. Man, you know, he's a handful even after getting his memories back. Where did I put that?
Could Jansen be mind controlled? No, I think he's just, dumb. I think Gongoro put something in his eye to help track things.
What?
Okay. What's going on?
Ow, that... Hey, who threw that?
What the?
Hey, it's you! You're the Orin spies!
Well, I mean, especially distant for sure, but especially now that he realizes that Gongora stole his memories and stole his family, and he only regained it just in time to see Lirum die, that would make anyone furious.
Spies? We've got nothing to do with this. Here's your spy.
Yeah, what? Hey, don't point your finger at me.
Ura's gonna attack Numara, isn't it? It's all your fault!
I definitely think we're spies now. We'll be arrested if this keeps up. Maybe it's better for us to get out of Numara for now. Second, they obviously aren't going to listen to us now. How about we leave for now and come up with a plan? Oh, alright, let's go. Uh-oh.
You alright?
Yeah. Fire! Liam?
This is no ordinary attack, is it?
What? What's an ordinary attack?
Cook, Mac, now's the chance for you to slip into the smoke and run.
What? No way.
Move! If you stay here, you'll be in our way.
That's not true. We're in this together. Let's go. Look.
Don't worry. We'll be fine.
I say we surprise him by running away.
You. Shut up.
What?
I like that Cook and Mac are super capable, but they're also kids. Like, usually in RPGs, kids are written as just small adults. And
You know, I
these
think
two are
they've
actually
noticed
written
us.
as kids. I like that.
If we put up a struggle here, we could end up triggering outright war between Ura and Numara.
So that means we should do... what?
Don't move! If you resist, you'll regret it.
So we let ourselves get caught. That's brilliant!
We should let them know fighting won't solve anything.
Then we'll need the power of the Queen.
Power of the Queen. Good idea. You know, me and the Queen are tight. Yeah, we go way back. No problem.
Yeah, right.
You're wise to surrender, spies.
We're not spies. We want to speak to the proper authorities.
Oh look, Captain Tight Pants is back.
If you're not spies, then what is the meaning of this?
What is the meaning of what?
For ordinary travelers, you've certainly managed to get involved in some extraordinary events.
Holy crap, he's tall.
I apologize for pretending to be something I'm not. I just want you to hear me out.
Oh, I'll hear you out. You're going to tell me what Ura is plotting.
Well, see, now there's no surprise. They were gonna throw your birthday party. Where's the Queen?
That's gotta hurt.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Idiot.
What's that look for?
Yeah, he did. He's deserved that like 7 times over by now.
This fellow senses something unusual in your eyes.
What? Huh?
Well then, let's expose those eyes for what they really are.
Someone get the
Our
spoon.
country's sorcerers have some impressive powers themselves.
I am flattered, General.
Do it.
Yes, sir.
Oh boy! Whoa! Oh!
There it is.
Jansen.
Wow, do you see what I'm seeing? Because that's... Are those mine? Those are mine.
Ah.
They're mine?
These are without doubt crystals of magic energy. What this man sees is passed along to another sorcerer through these lenses of light. They are called spy eyes. They allow a sorcerer to see everything the wearer sees.
Spy contacts. Neat.
Awfully elaborate stunt to pull. Even for a spy.
Hey, you know, I am not that smart. I mean, I'm not saying I'm dumb. I didn't know.
Excuse me, General, but this man is most likely telling the truth.
What?
The person in which spy eyes are implanted would not be aware of them. I could tell that much when I remove them. This is high-level magic, far beyond the capabilities of someone such as myself.
Nobody's aware of it.
Even with your power, you could not do it?
As you say, sir.
Ah, I can't believe He was just using me.
Of all the times to figure that out.
I am gonna make that greedy, senile, flea-infested bastard pay!
Huh, you won't have time for that, spies. Kill them.
Hey! Hey, we're not spies!
Well, alright then.
There's just no getting through to that guy.
We don't have much of a choice.
God, stone. Well, okay then. No element types, so we'll take... Yeah, that should work. Why do your shields have cannons in them? That seems unnecessary. Jansen even a one-shot them? Is that what I'm seeing? That was a nice hit. Not quite. Oh, I didn't mean to defend.
It's not in my nature to lose.
You're only up against 3 people!
already getting beat up by the Ninja Turtles? Oh dear.
Are those your moms?
Oh.
My, oh my.
How about you?
Hey, come back here! Who did this?
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Mac?
Hey, where'd you guys come from?
It was fun coming up here. We ended up sneaking around like thieves. Yeah.
You did great. Let's go.
All right.
All right.
What? Don't let them escape! Release the god beast!
Tie his shoelaces together too? It's nice of that dog to wait. Oop, that's a dead end. Wait, can I go in that door? I'm gonna get caught. Man, these guards are bad at their job. Oh, that's a dead end. Like, they are really bad at their job. Holy cow. What other sound am I supposed to make? Oh, dead end. Excuse me. Let me through. Okay, so we don't go through that door. It seems like it's odd that they would put doors in that you can't go through. Like, holy crap, these cards are... If this was any other RPG, we'd have been into a fight pretty much every time we went into one of these. Or we came within, like, spitting distance of these guards. Teach him that one and give her that one. Yeah, that looks right. Does Seth have no hit points? Seth has like no hit points. What did that happen? Oh, that's a dead end. Hi, doggy. Oh, there we go. Finally. It took 2 of them to pin me in a corner. What do we got? A beast, an aerial, and a nun. So... Ow! Well, that didn't work out so good. Jensen's speed is low. He's normally not super quick, that's true. I think he's got blind afflicted on him though. Which is not that big a deal, because, you know, spellcaster.
Waste of time.
Allows the user to transfer HP or MP to a party member in the back row. Kinda sounds like they've got to be in the front row for it to work. And that dog has completely given up trying to chase me. Interesting. And just go. Is it dead end? So we go this way. Oh, 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 save point! Save point! Healing thing! Crap.
Whew. Yeah, this is much better. Time to relax.
You all right?
Yeah, somehow. Mac. You okay? I'm so tired, Cook.
I think this is the room where Ming and Kakana said words and she passed out.
Ming!
Ming!
Ming.
Jensen?
Please, don't get up.
Why have you come? Oh, you're all... You don't remember me? I'm Seth. Seth Balmore. This is Kai Marganar. We're comrades. Remember? Comrades? What do you mean by that?
Here, let me help you.
Uh-oh. Oh, you found a shirt.
End of the line for you. Your Majesty, I'm terribly sorry for the trouble. It will be over. Just a moment.
Sorry, this will be over in a second. Hey, Squeaky! Don't care about the Queen's continued good health, huh?
You!
Get out of the way! You do anything funny and the Queen gets it. Figurehead or not, she's still the Queen, Tiny. If anything happens to her, you'll be held responsible. You know better than to try anything, right? I mean, you're not stupid.
You're a real thug. You know that, Jansen? There's an exit in the back.
Huh?
Behind us.
Jansen, keep it up. Fall back. Right.
I don't even know if I can make that sound effect.
Don't move. Don't move. Don't you dare move.
Come on, kids. Hurry.
You get it? Don't move from that spot.
You swine!
Alright. We kidnapped a queen. Call us. It was the sound the dude said. You should wear a hat. It covers baldness. But then he couldn't have his fancy winged circlet thing. Hey, stop goofing around, they're gonna catch us. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, Jansen, stop stopping to tell me stuff. I can keep running.
This guy's annoying.
General Kukunis.
You won't get away this time, because you're all under arrest on suspicion of spying and for abducting Her Majesty the Queen. You will come along quietly.
Okay. You like being involved in having here? I can understand that. I wish I'd been able to make some mechanical killer. I think we want to take that out first. Ooh, damage up on that. Maybe Khan does have a mechanical killer. Well, that didn't work. Oh, there we go.
No use. Don't even think you can stop us with your feeble effort.
I think that limits the power the cannon can use.
Let's go!
Check it out!
So let's use Zephyr and Wall to bring our front line back up. Nice hit. Full charge hit. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. Oh, not that bad, actually. Thank you, Mac. Hey, stop that.
A mere handicap. Consider yourselves lucky.
What's the bigger threat? The cannon or the tank? Cannon hits everyone. The tank reduces guard condition. Yeah. Let's take out the cannon. Ooh, nice hit, Khan. Not quite enough to put the cannon out of commission, but it was a nice solid hit. Dragon Ball Z spent too much time doing absolutely nothing. Ow! Ooh, that was a big hit on Mac. It's been so long since I watched the original Dragon Ball. And I only really clearly remember, like, the first arc. Probably Goku. Which I know is kind of a cop-out answer, but... Didn't fangirl over Yamcha? No, I hardly remember Yamcha. I just remember I was that one character that didn't do anything. Oh, I didn't need to defend his Mac. I meant him to do wall. Yamcha was scared of talking to women. Right, that's what he was. I don't really need to worry about guard condition all that much. The tank only seems to be able to hit front row. The defense is still up. See, I really don't remember any of that. All I really remember is running around finding Dragon Balls and then Goku turning into a giant ape and then them cutting his tail off and him turning back to normal. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that is the extent of the original Dragon Ball. Oh, is that the kill? No? We gotta be getting close. There we go.
Too magnificent to strike, is it? Don't you realize it's no use? Huh? Why aren't we moving? Go! Move! Forward!
The original 4 episodes? Is that really all I remember is 4 episodes? That's unfortunate. I don't think your tank's very good there, guys.
You had that coming. Why don't you just go back to bed, start the day over?
What are you doing? Fire! Shoot them!
Did you turn into Homer Simpson? You just dull. Nice work, Kime, with that glance over the shoulder.
Yeah, sorry about that thing back there.
Don't be.
Well, I didn't want to pull a stunt like that, but listen, did I hurt you? I'm sorry if I did. I didn't mean it.
It's fine. Everyone is safe now off the moon.
Well, you know, I should really be thanking you for helping us escape.
Since these children were there. You're acting kind of weird. You got a crush.
Would you shut up? We had a moment there.
Ming, are you okay? Yes. Look, Mac, why are you two? Did something happen to your mother?
He's passed on.
Please don't let your spirits fall. I'll always be with you.
Thank you, Aunt Ming.
Why would a big boy like you be crying, Mac?
He's going to change from here on out.
Seth. What you said earlier, that we were friends, is it true?
Yeah, but this isn't the best place to stop and talk about it. We need to get out of town.
What will you do, Your Highness? You said earlier you couldn't leave because you were the queen.
I'll go with you. It seems I must.
You come with us?
Yes.
Awesome. Alright.
Kenshin was really good, but it did the same thing. It did the same thing that Dragon Ball did, is that it just turned into endless, the same thing over and over and over again. Basically, I think it went too long.
Hold on. We're being pursued by both Numara and Gungara. We should probably find a ride.
Ride? Where? How?
Let's go to the harbor. I've got an idea.
Yes, because I don't really remember it. Some magic spells can be combined together to form what is known as composite magic. To cast a composite magic, you must be able to use both of the spells that compose it. Use the spell book under menu to check the spells required for composite magic. Any composite magic for which you lack the required spells will not be displayed. You can only use composite magics for which you have the required skill level. No. Okay. So Ming has a new power set, which is this get back here. Which is this composite magic. So, yeah, so like she can cast Poison Cure, which will remove poison from a row of allies and heal them slightly. And she can cast Paracure, which does the same thing but paralysis. So she's got a bunch of status ailment recovery magic. And she has multi-target spells. So we're gonna sub out Jansen for a little bit. He's still learning wall. She's still learning wall. And we'll put her to work learning... Jansen can go drink some tea, sit this one out. Alright, so now we're gonna go to the port. Shipyard is up ahead. That's where the latest model is being built. We should go take a look. Can I get back into town? Shipyard should be somewhere in this port. Let's just find it. Oh, no, they won't let me back in town. Will you let me into the ruined town? No. So we'll save now. And I need to go check my teapot. I can hear it rattling. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, let's head in here. Check out the port. Thanks, Onyx. Hey, Ad Knight, how are you tonight? Area up ahead holds the military's most important secret. We are in the middle of an emergency, so turn yourselves around and get lost. No one is getting through here without a direct order from the general. Now get out of here unless you want to get a beating. Is it story time, Kern? Not quite. But I'm sure there's one coming. I was told we're having an emergency, but I wonder what it's all about. We've been ordered to outfit the ship as quickly as possible, so where is everyone? The general's going to get angry again if we keep him waiting. You are a ghost. Did something terrible happen to you at night? We've started calling Lost Odyssey streams story time because we keep running into some of Kime's memories, and some of them are like 10 minutes long. Were you expecting anything else? Anyway, this is the place we're looking for. Okay, so nothing there. Is this just the other path? Yeah, it's just the other path. Whoosh. What's down here? Anything? Ooh. That's definitely a place I'm supposed to go. They always tell us to be faster and faster, but these things take time. Just when we were already on the verge of finishing this speedboat too. How are you doing tonight, Kern? Good to see you. This is an emergency. Can't those technicians follow orders? They need to get out now. What do you mean, get out of here? There's no need to be rude, even in an emergency. Can I go in the front door? No? You can't go in the front door? Okay, we'll go in the back door. We're in luck. They're just starting the final adjustments, which means they'll be fitting the engine next. Playing some Dragon Quest.
Wow, this is a serious engine.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Eh?
Hey, that engine. Where'd you get it?
Oh, this. Let's see, when was that? A while back, an unbelievably huge fish washed up on shore. This was in its belly.
Okay. That seems weird.
We checked it out and realized it could deliver incredible output, so we fixed it and installed it in the boat.
Did the repairs work?
Like a charm. That boat was built to be General Kakanis' command vessel. Installing it is all that's left to do.
I see. Thanks.
Don't mention it.
These weird gray Oompa Loompas are weird.
You know, a while back...
Is there something you remember?
I really depended on it.
Depend on what? The fish or the engine?
Oh, come on, Jansen.
The engine? It's from back when I was a pirate. Huh? Seth, you were a pirate? Yep, that's right.
Wow! Amazing! That is so cool!
Huh?
Oh yeah, I've always loved women who are pirates and swordswomen and stuff. I read books about them for like ever. It is so exciting to meet a real woman pirate. I mean, to make a long story short,
Spit it out, Cook.
She wants to be your apprentice. Yeah. What he said. Could I? So, Seth, Mistress Seth, please, let me be your apprentice.
The boat that's being built right now is the fastest of all in Numara. It's going to make its debut soon, and you don't want to miss the launch event. Nope, you got them backwards that night. Green's the boy, red's the girl. Finally, that should solve the problems. Come on, don't fail me now. Finally, the engine is fixed. I just hope it works this time. The general's always shouting at us to get the boat moving. Strange, he doesn't seem to be here today. Nope, we beat him up. We're gonna take his boat.
Inform General Kakanis that the engine installation is complete. He said to call him when we're ready for a test run.
Alright. Oh, hey, look! Someone's on board!
Hey, yourself, you little toad.
What are you doing there? Get off! Go! Get word to General Kakanis! Hurry!
Yes, sir!
Somebody grab them!
Attention, General Kakanis. Your ship is leaving. Thank you. Alright, should be easy. Oh, wow, a lot of buttons there. Gonna need a manual. I think I'm...
Out of the way, amateur. Here goes. Starting engine.
Alright, we got our first ship.
Cast out.
Oh, fine shots. Oh, so much for the door. Who needs the door? Yes, please, because I don't remember how this works. With the slant nose at hand, you are able to traverse the wide open ocean. Move the left stick in any direction to set the slant nose in motion. Move the right stick to change the camera. Some areas, such as the shallows, ice fields, and hypercurrents, are not navigable even to the slant nose. Press the right button to move to the bridge. Return to sea navigation and push the cockpit controls to confirm you want to embark. When you approach shores, A will appear to land at the bottom right. Press A to exit. Make the world map appear. Press the right stick and move to the closest landing point. To reboard the slant nose, choose the landing point on the world map menu and press A. Nope, we're good. Alright, I want to check around inside the boat and make sure that there's no items here before I forgot about them.
Are you feeling okay?
Yes, I'm fine. Okay then, where do we start?
Have your memories come back?
Nope, it comes in fragments. Same as you. Bits and pieces.
Please tell me what you meant by saying we were comrades.
Do you have dreams?
Yes, I do. Well, what about them?
Have you ever wondered if those dreams might be fragments of your past? That there might be something turning round and round in your heart, different from the way you are now? Have you ever had a rush of feelings?
Wow, you're like saying more than one word since you've been getting your memory back. Well, you're still as fun to be with, though.
Well, have you experienced anything like what Kaima's talking about?
not sure.
You know that you're called the 1,000-year-old queen, right? And your body is supposed to be immortal?
Yes, but I don't know why I'm called that, or why my body doesn't age. I don't understand anything.
That must be why Kakanis looks down on you. You've lost your purpose.
It's just that... How should I put it? I often feel as though there's something terribly important that I'm forgetting. And it pains me. As though it may not be in my memories after all. But my heart remembers the pain. There have been many times recently when this has happened. My body wouldn't move, like it was exhausted. And then I would collapse. When I felt this vague sense of unease coming on, I would often play the harp, and that would calm my mind.
So that's what you were doing when we met.
Yes. Kakanis frequently advised me to lift the country from its isolation. At those times, he recommended nothing more than expanding our information about the outside world. But it seems that his true objective was something else.
No, this is what they call fate. See, meeting me was predestined.
Oh, come on,
That means
Jansen.
Kakanis just played a role. He was a pawn to make it happen.
All right, that's enough, buddy.
Ow, hey!
All right, Seth.
Ming, I felt the same as you until recently. My memories were locked up.
Your memories were locked up?
You, me, Seth, and Sarah. And one more whose name that you as queen should know. The Uran sorcerer, Gangora.
Yes, I'm aware that there is a sorcerer called Gangora, but...
The five of us were once comrades.
Jensen's your favorite, even though he's an ass.
We had 1,000
Yeah,
years
Jensen's a
ago.
really good comic relief character.
We came to this world to accomplish something important. For that reason, we were made immortal. We
That's
don't
true.
age. When the end of the 1,000-year agreement drew near, Gangora betrayed us. Though we couldn't die, he inflicted pain on us that was worse than death.
Pain? What kind of...
He deprived me of someone more important to me than myself. He cruelly stole her from me and inflicted a deep wound on my heart that can never be healed.
Charismatic Jensen.
I also had something important stolen from me. Gangora used magic energy to block my memories and seal them within me. After he wiped out our entire lives, we became like living corpses.
Then I too have had something very important stolen, and my memories locked away?
Yes.
What could possibly be so
Don't push yourself. Take all the time you need to remember. Oh yeah, I have something to return to you.
Return? To me?
This really saved me.
I met you before, didn't I?
Yeah, 200 years ago. I borrowed this from you back then.
Jeez, she's really good at that. Like, I lose stuff after a week.
Gangora.
That's what we plan to do.
He's up to something that involves Grand Staff. We have to stop him. That has become our mission.
Guess that means our destination is Ura, right?
Hold on. If we go to Ura, we'll have to cross the ocean. In a boat like this, there's no way we'd make it.
Even with your engine, Seth?
It's an old clunker.
Oh, it's got power to burn, but the ship itself wouldn't be able to handle the strain. It would fall apart.
Aww.
Why don't we head for Gotza? They've made the most progress with magic technology. I am the Queen of Numata.
Lost items.
I shall request aid from the King of Gotza in the name of our countries and for the world's future.
The Gotza! So... Ooh, yay! Jump! Yeah, it's the other ship that I'm thinking of. I don't think. So to the west is Numara. Numara's to the south of us, though. What's the point to the north? Oh, that's not really what I meant to do. But I should probably look around. Kine, what kind of person was your mom like? Was your mom's mom like? Kine doesn't know his parents. Hey, does this make us pirates too? Well, we didn't steal the boat, so yes? Yes. I'm gonna go with yes. I can do it. I can't do it. I can't remember. I bet General Testosterone is throwing a big hissy fit right about now. Well, we blew up his tank and stole his boat, so probably. Want to know how to steer the ship? No, I don't need the tutorial. Alright, let's go. What is this place? North coast of Numara. Oh, Numara Atoll. This is a good leveling place, but it's not where we're going to level. He swore to pop out of nowhere and ask Kime if he's seen King Mickey. But our ship isn't made of lazily rendered polygons. Our ship looks too good to be a dummy ship. I don't know why the boat can jump, but it's cool. Alright, this is where we get off.
Land at last! Dry land. No more worrying about sinking on that stupid ship. Ow! Hey, what the hell was that for?
The slant nose will never sink. Not with the captain's engine on board.
You think you're so cool now that you're a pirate? Well, I'm gonna teach you a thing or two about the pirate code.
And what code would that be?
What code? Well, that would be a secret pirate code that we would do if we had the time.
Head.
Hey, Grandpa! Wow, you have Cook is such a and what a kick! Boy, she's strong. That Cook. Ha ha!
I have no idea what you just said.
Well, what I'm saying is that Cook is as cute as a button. She's just, oh, you must be proud.
You lying creep. Cook, it hurts when you get kicked, you know? But he insulted the captain.
I think he was.
Right, Captain?
I think he was. Seth's in her own little world.
Captain?
Story time! Oh, wondrous beast Nyria, proud descendant of White Wing clan, you alone were my irreplaceable companion. Would it anger you to hear me call us two of a kind? Were we not, in fact, a perfect combination, you and I, bound together by a single thread, that gossamer thread we know as loneliness? And Nyria, I owe my life to you. Not, of course, that you saved my life in the ordinary sense of the word. Mine is not a life that can be lost under any circumstances. It is an irrevocable burden. I will not die. I cannot die. And therefore, my life was not for you to save. Oh, Nyria, what you saved, I now see, was not my life, but my heart. Back then, long, long centuries ago, I was a pirate, the only woman pirate on the open seas. Seth Balmore. That name was known to all who plied the sea. Some spoke my name in fear and trembling, while others voiced it with deepest admiration. Some even called me the Righteous Buccaneer, nor were they far wrong, I'd say. The pirate ships I commanded had rules that were clear and strict. We targeted only one kind of vessel, those opulent passenger ships the wealthy boarded for pleasure cruises. We would put a bit of scare into the passengers, of course, maybe rough them up a little, but killing was strictly forbidden. All we did was squeeze a few drops of treasure out of the purses of those who had more money than they knew what to do with. We traded our booty for cash with shadowy dealers, and the money we shared in the world's dens of poverty. I would cringe at being called a champion of justice, but we prided ourselves on being far more than villains. I became a pirate for one simple reason. I hated the law, and I hated even more those who flaunted the law for their own self-aggrandizement. In a word, I wanted a life of freedom. Whenever I stood at the prow of a pirate ship slicing its way through the waves, and I viewed the vast ocean stretched out beneath the clear blue sky, I felt enveloped in the joy of having taken limitless freedom in my own two hands. True, I need not traffic in the fear of death, and aging known to all who count as human. And because I will neither age nor die, infinite time means for me infinite freedom. Not bad, wouldn't you say? I would spy the ship that would be our day's quarry. I was always the first to board it, springing lightly onto their deck with a shout, "I am Seth Balmore. Now, be good and hand over your money and valuables." Then, taking the booty we had snatched, my men and I would raise a cry of victory and leap back to our ship. I was absolutely free. Nothing stood in my way. Eternal life overflowing with freedom. Not bad, wouldn't you say? Righteous Buccaneer? What kind of fancy-pants nonsense is that? How about pirate bitch? Of course, one always hears such jealous ravings in all walks of life, but especially so in the thuggish world of pirates. Needless to say, I knew I had many enemies. Even a child would realize that being called a righteous buccaneer could only increase the number who hated me among such raping and pillaging brigands as pirates of the sea. But I didn't care about that. I could be stabbed with a knife or blasted with a cannon, and I still would not die. Immortal Seth, they called me. And it was literally true, not just a figure of speech. I won't get in your way, I told the other pirates, but I won't let you get in mine either. I was afraid of nothing and no one. I lived the way I wanted to live, and wouldn't or shouldn't have let anyone interfere with me. I went wrong only once, but that was all it took. In a moment of carelessness, I let them capture me. Of course, that alone was nothing for me to be afraid of. As I keep mentioning, I can never age or die. It would have done them no good to try killing me, and they knew it. The most they could do would be to rough me up a little and threaten to make it worse for me next time. They had to do something to show their men how tough they were. They couldn't just let me horn in on their pirate game and pretend it never happened. So, I said, hurry up with the torture, will you? I haven't got all day. We were in a cave on a deserted island. I was in handcuffs and leg irons, and surrounded by half a dozen huge men, all well-known pirate captains. One of them was holding a long, thick chain. I get sick to my stomach just looking at your sweaty faces. Come on, hurry up and beat me with the chain, or would you rather strangle me? Whatever you choose, hurry and get it over with. The men laughed out loud. Hurry and get it over with, said the leader. Too bad for you, Seth. But this punishment is not the kind that can be hurried. I'm just sorry we can't stay with you to the end. Yeah, chimed in another man. Unlike a monster like you, we humans don't have all the time in the world. Okay, men, let's make it fast, the way the lady wants. Licking his lips, the man with the chain approached me, and two others grabbed my arms from the sides. They were not going to use the chain as an instrument of torture, but to rob me of my liberty. They chained me to a gigantic boulder in the cave. They were laughing so hard they could hardly contain themselves. Just what you needed, eh, Seth? It's the end of the road for you. We can't shoot you, we can't stab you to death, so we'll just lock you up. We'll never come back to this island again. And even a half-baked pirate like you knows this place is not on any sea lanes. No fishing boats even. And right about now, your men have gone off looking for the wrong island. We're the only ones who know we brought you here. Not even our crews know where we are. Nobody's coming to save you, that's for sure. You'll be in here forever. Can't move a muscle, and you can't even die. All by yourself for the rest of eternity. With that, the men walked out of the cave, leaving me there with a single lantern. Cowards! I screamed. Don't run off like that! Don't do this to me! But the only response was the hollow echo of my own voice in the cave. The lantern the men left behind was not meant as a kindness, but rather the opposite. It was a prop in their little drama. When it finally ran out of oil and went dark, it would impress on me the weight of eternal solitude. As long as the lamp kept glowing, I was filled with rage for the men. But when the oil was running low and the flame began to flicker, a deep anxiety assaulted me. Unable to move, I stared blankly at the flame. Eternity. This world has no such thing, or perhaps it should not have. Solitude. I was always alone, or more precisely, I always ended up alone. It was my destiny. I could be surrounded by companions whose feelings matched my own perfectly. I could share the deepest love with another, but in the end, I would always have to lose them. Do you know what it feels like to see countless others succumb to death while you yourself are on the road of endless life? But in your case, Aniria, you do have some idea. As I watched, the lamp in the cave went out. A world of darkness spread out before me, and there I was, alone. No more would I taste the sorrow of parting, but neither would I be able to taste the joy of meeting, eternally, without end, alone. I did not try shouting. People shout and scream for one reason only, because they want someone to hear them, because they believe there is someone, somewhere, who will hear their cries. I did, however, shed tears. Which is to say I wept. There is no way that the immortal woman pirate Seth Balmore would ever break down and cry. A tiny tremor went through the darkness, and that was all it was. And then I noticed, oh, tears are coming out of me. Really, that's all it was. Hours passed. Or perhaps it was days. In the darkness, I lost track of the flow of time. There was something else I lost track of. If all there was left for me to do was to stay by myself, struggling against eternal solitude, incapable even of rotting away, then what was the purpose of my living in the world? Perhaps the men who trapped me here had been right. Unable to either age or die, perhaps I was some kind of monster. Then why was such a monster living in this world? What was I supposed to do here? I did not know the answer to that. I would never know the answer. To the end of my never-ending life, I felt frustration, sorrow, but above all, fear. Eternity was frightening to me. Solitude was frightening to me. I might have been trembling, or, without even the energy for that, I might have been utterly drained. Whatever it was I was feeling, that is when it happened. Aniria, that is when you first appeared before me. A tiny burst of light softened the darkness, and from the light, almost before I could wonder what it was, there came a voice. Are you too trapped in the prison of solitude? Who was that? In the light, a flash of white wings. And then, with a sudden increase in size and brightness, the light seared my eyes. Accustomed to total darkness, my eyes could not stand the glare, and for an instant they could not see anything at all. Grimacing, I clamped my eyes shut before daring to open them little by little. There, before me, hovered a pure white, glowing beast. Its white wings were breathtakingly beautiful. How beautiful you were, Aniria. But yours was not a florid beauty. No, it was subtly different. Your beauty wore a cloak of loneliness. I am like you said. And when I cocked my head to look at you with puzzlement, you continued, I have been looking for someone like you for a very long time. You spoke slowly, majestically. Oh, immortal woman pirate, you and I share a single destiny. You knew who I was. Together, let us escape from this solitude and make our way together, you said, your eyes locked on mine. Escape from this solitude. The words continued ringing in my ears, but I did not know who you were. I could not even be sure what you were, nor could I leap joyfully at the invitation of one I could not tell as friend or foe. Who are you? I asked. I am Aniria of the White-Winged Clan. White-Winged Clan? I had heard the name before. The White-Winged Clan were said to be wondrous beasts that had become extinct in the distant past. I have heard that the White-Winged Clan died out long ago. I am the last of the bloodline. The only survivor? Indeed, as I said, the last. Which is why you speak of solitude. At that point, almost before I knew it, a weak, almost self-mocking smile crept over my face. I felt myself lowering my guard as I spoke to you. My chains, however, were digging ever deeper into my flesh and shackling my heart as well. You used the phrase, prison of solitude before. It's true, this is a prison. Being alone for eternity is a prison without bars. You nodded at these words of mine, Aniria, in silence. But then you said, I was in a prison too, until just now. I'm sure it's true to be the only living survivor. I've spent far too long a time alone. I know what you mean. In the legend, members of the White-Winged Clan are thought to live 1,000 years. But even if you were to live on for several centuries, as sole survivor, you could never meet a female member of the clan of the White Wing and hope to make children with her. The clan will never rise. The sole survivor must live out the remainder of his days alone. In order to conquer this unbearable loneliness, you said, I would need someone to make her way with me. And then you looked hard at me and said, "Oh, pirate woman, are you not of the same mind?" I nodded in agreement. But then I made a point of smiling and said as casually as I could, "In other words, you are lonely." Your beautiful face softened, and you said with some embarrassment, "I wonder." According to the legend as I have heard it, the clan of the White Wing are proud and love their solitude. This only increased your embarrassment as you said, "Solitude has its limits." That did it. I decided to trust you then and there. Well, if that's how you feel, you should come right out and say it. I want company. Company? All right, a companion. A companion? Exactly. So it's decided. I'll team up with you. That ended all hesitation. Just as you saw in me one to make your way together with, I put my full trust in you. "Let's go wild on the high seas," I cried. "Isn't that what make our way together means?" "You mean that I should become a pirate? You don't like the idea?" You paused for the space of one breath and chuckled softly. "I've always wanted to give it a try." No sooner were the words out of your mouth than you leaped at me. With one bite you cut through the thick chain that held me down. Oh, wondrous beast Emeria, proud descendant of the White-Winged clan. This was how you and I first met. In the 900 years since then, we raged over the open sea more wildly than I have ever had before. When I stood at the prow of our pirate ship in search of prey, you were always beside me. We became irreplaceable partners, friends, companions, family, and... Yeah, there's some language in some of these stories at night. Hey, yeah, that streamer. Welcome. Glad you could drop by.
I remembered some things from a long time ago.
You mean when you were a pirate? And remembering made you cry?
I've always been a pirate. I was crying because of something that happened that I regret.
Alright, Tuska Village. Mountain Village, Tosca.
Look, it's Kyle! Hey, everybody! Kyle's back!
Huh?
It's good to see you again, Kyle. But you haven't changed a bit.
Kyle, don't tell me you're leaving already. It's been so long since your last visit. Don't go just yet. Alright, so new place. First thing we do, find everything worth looting and loot it. It's kind of weird that this place is full of Kaelon statues. I'll take that. I know Jansen wants to go into the inn, but I'm not quite ready. Is it just another Kaelin statue? Oh, there's a sub-quest or something to do with these statues. If I remember correctly. I heard that Goats' military is even coming to this village to draft new recruits. The Black Cave was sealed off by a ghastly sorceress. She was shouting wildly the whole time. She must be a monster. Welcome, Kime. That house on the cliffside of Northern Cape where you and Sarah lived. It's still there, you know. Well, this is convenient. People here know Kime and Sarah. You can't get to Gotsa without traversing through the cave, but with things the way they are now these days, sealing it off was the right thing to do. Oh, hey Kime, you're Kime, right? My grandfather told me all about you. He gave me this as a keepsake. It's really valuable to us, but it's what you used to protect the village, right? So here, Kime, I want to return it to you. Magic-powered locator 1. Hey, Kime, try it out now. There's a hidden treasure somewhere in the village. See if you can find it. It's hidden somewhere way up high. It's yours if you can find it. Yes. Using the magic-powered locator, you'll be able to look for treasures hidden all over the world. But to find treasures, you must obtain information on the whereabouts of these treasures. Once you get information on a treasure, it will appear on the treasure screen within the item menu. When you have your magic power locator and information, there will be a glowing point on the navigation map when you enter the area where the treasure is hidden. If the treasure is hidden at the glowing point, search for it in the nearby area. You can increase the output of the magic power locator, enabling you to find a lot more treasure than with the level 1. No, I didn't do that. I think it's up here somewhere. Where do I find the hints that we've gotten? Oh, there it is. Tosca Treasure Hunt. Treasure lies in the highest place in Tosca. Oh, okay, so that little cave is not the highest point. Controller's rumbling. Hello. Dark crystal staff, dark crystal ring. Ooh. Is that the treasure? Yep. I didn't see anything on the map, but the controller buzzed when we got close to it. What does that ring do? Wind level 2, magic killer 1, terror effect 1. Cool. I saw her, that old sorceress. Her face was a mess. She looked like a monster. Something's definitely wrong with that old woman, I tell you. Best item finder since Pokemon Gen 1. anything else outside this town? More Kaolon statues. Ooh, water. What's up here? Also, how do I get to the docks behind the building? Ooh, treasure box. This road leads out of the village, but you best avoid it. It's dangerous out here. It's dangerous to go along. The Kaolon is the guardian spirit of the village, but I have to be good or else he won't protect me. I've been in my fair share of battles, but one day, just as I was swinging my sword at someone, I suddenly thought, man, I wish I could have been a baker. It's a weird time to have that thought. I have no idea how a thought like that came to me, but after that battle I quit the army. I've made a living baking bread ever since. Oh, story time. The hero was home from the war. He had performed gallantly on the battlefield, advanced to the rank of general, and made a triumphant entry into the village of his birth. The villagers welcomed him with a festive celebration. The grown-ups were treated to drinks beginning in the afternoon, and the children received sweet confections. The cattle and sheep in the pastures that supported the villagers' livelihood, whether because they were excited by the unusual commotion or were welcoming the hero in their own way, sent especially shrill cries reverberating into the blue summer sky. This story is called The Hero. General, you are the pride of our village. Obviously full of pride himself, the head of the village thrust his chest out as he delivered his congratulatory address to in the welcoming ceremony. To think that the foremost hero in the army came from this tiny village is so incredibly exhilarating and gratifying. I am sure our ancestors are overjoyed as well. The throng crammed into the village square burst forth with cheers and applause. According to the official figures revealed by the army the other day, General, you brought down at least 2,000 enemy soldiers with your own hand. A thunderous roar shook the square. Come to think of it, the population of this village is less than 1,000. This means, sir, that you managed to bury more than 2 of these villages' worth on your own. How fortunate for us that you were not one of the enemy. If by any chance there had been a warrior of your caliber on their side, we'd all be resting in the hilltop graveyard by now. A few of the women frowned momentarily at this remark, but the men, full of liquor, responded with an explosive laugh. Still sitting stage center, the general lightly stroked his dignified beard. No one present knew that this was his habit whenever he was perplexed. When he left his village to join the army, he was just an ordinary soldier a long way from growing a beard. General, you are truly the savior of our army, and, indeed, of our entire nation. I understand you will be leaving for another battle tomorrow, but we all hope that you will thoroughly enjoy yourself on this rare visit to your birthplace. The village chief ended his greetings and withdrew to the wings, whereupon the village's #1 entertainer bounded onto the stage in the most comical way he could manage. "Dear General," he cried, running over to where the great man was seated and going down on his knees. "Oh, hear my plea!" The general looked at him uncertainly. "Is there any possibility that you would lend me the sword at your side, if only for a moment?" Perplexed though he was by all this, the general, impelled by the audience's applause and cheers, handed the man his tasseled and jewel-encrusted sword. The man bowed deeply as the sword entered his outstretched hands, and he cried, "My gratitude knows no bounds," pretending to stagger under the weight of the sword. He came to the front of the stage, and held the weapon aloft. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I will reenact the event that raised our dear general's fame to the heights in a single bound, when he hacked 18 of the enemy into teeny tiny bits. The audience cheered wildly, and the man, with exaggerated movements and commentary, swung the sword in a great arc. The audience knew exactly what he was doing. The general had not only made a name for himself for his strategic prowess, but was also widely acclaimed as a warrior on the battlefield. He did not rely solely on his weapons, but, in the end, leveled his opponents with his sheer physical strength. This, too, was a matter of the utmost pride for the villagers. Here we go. 1 man down, 2 men down. Flip the sword back, 3 men down. 4th man slashed diagonally right through the shoulder. 5th man's head goes flying. Woo! Then 3 at once. 6, 7, 8th man. What a bother! I'll just skewer you like this! The man thrust the sword through 3 imaginary opponents, and the crowd went wild. The general, too, broke into a smile and applauded. When he was through clapping, though, he stroked his beard again. I'm sure you can understand how I felt at the time, sitting up there on that stage, the old general says to Kime before taking a sip of water from his leather pouch. His magnificent beard is completely white. So distant are the past events he is recounting. Kime nods in silence, and the general continues, as if mulling over every word. The more you know about war, the more you feel that way. I'm sure the villagers meant well. They just wanted to pay homage to their hometown hero. No, of course, they weren't being the least bit malicious. My village has the nicest people in the world, which is exactly why I found the whole thing so painful. I couldn't stand it after a while. Hacking 18 men to bits. The deeds of a hero are related in numbers. Surely the man who playfully swung the general's sword on the stage that day could never have imagined the ones who lost their lives on the battlefield, the agonized expressions on their faces, the curse in their eyes as they stared into nothingness. But that's alright too. People who live peaceful lives don't have to know about such things. That's what people like us are for, to keep their lives far away from the battlefields. Don't you agree? Thanks to us and our killing of enemies, the people we're supposed to protect don't have to know anything about the bloodiness of war. Unless you believe that, what's the point of people killing each other? Kime says nothing in reply. Without either affirming or negating the old general's words, he stares vaguely at the general's troops. What did you say your name is? Kime? I suppose you've killed more enemy soldiers than you can begin to count. There's no way I could count them all. I thought so. You have a flawless build, the kind that can only be tempered on the battlefield. Only a man who has survived one battle after another can carry himself the way you do with complete naturalness. How does a man like you find himself driving a horse cart over a mountain pass? Kime is ready to leave without answering if the old man asks him such a question. But the general inquires no further into Kime's background. Instead, there is a sense of relief in the smile he bestows at the sight of Kime resting his horses at the pass. I was 16 the first time I went into battle. After that, I just kept running from one fight to another until I made it all the way to general. At first, I remembered the faces of the men I crossed swords with and killed. Even if you don't try to remember them, they get carved into your memory. I had terrible nightmares, and try as I might, I could never seem to wash off the stench of blood that splashed on my face and hands. That was a hallucination, of course, but it got so bad once that I spent a whole night in a river trying to wash myself off. The general paused a moment to think about his story, and then went on. But after a while you get used to it. You get used to fighting and killing over and over again. Your body and your mind and your heart. You just get used to it. That's how people are. So I stopped having nightmares. I killed all the enemy soldiers I could lay my hands on, and I forgot every one of their faces. It's the same for you now too, Kime, isn't it? Maybe so. It's like a curse. If you don't get used to it, your heart breaks. On the other hand, if you do get used to it, your hurt probably ends up breaking someplace deeper down. The general casts a fond glance towards his resting troops, then slowly shifting his gaze far down to the foot of the mountain, he says, "So, that's what it's like. That's what it was like for me back then, when I returned to my birthplace in triumph." For the final event in the welcoming ceremonies, several children mounted the stage. And now, in honor of our hero, the children will present the general a floral wreath more marvelous than the greatest medal there ever was. The audience went wild again. When the children put the wreath on his neck, the general favored them with a warm smile, his first honest smile from the heart that he had managed since climbing onto the stage. And finally, as a special treat for the general, who has been galloping from one battlefield to the next, far from his native place, the children's chosen representative will read his own original composition, spelling out the joys of the peaceful life of the village. With a look of grim intensity, a small boy barely old enough to go to school unfolded his composition and, gripping it in two hands, began to read aloud from it, straining to make himself heard. First, I'm going to write about one of the nicest things that happened to me. At my house, we have a pasture with lots of cows and sheep. One cow had a baby 2 days ago. I helped my daddy by stroking the cow's back with a handful of straw while she was having the baby. That makes the cow warm up, so it's easier for her to give birth. The baby was born just before the sun came up. It was a tiny baby, but it could already stand on its own legs. A baby! Wow! I'm going to take care of this baby until it gets big. Dear little calf, hurry and grow up, okay? The general had tears in his eyes. Now I'm going to write about one of the saddest things that happened to me. That was when my grandma got sick and died. She was such a nice grandma. I know her sickness made her feel bad, but she was always smiling when I was around. She let me hold her hand when she died. I watched her face the whole time because I knew I wouldn't be able to see her anymore, and I wanted to remember her even after I grow up. She just kept smiling and smiling for me right to the very end. That's why she's always smiling when I think of her. Are you looking down on me from the sky, Grandma? I will never forget you as long as I live. Tears were streaming down the general's face. When the ceremony ended, the general left his village and headed for the town where the army headquarters were located. Then he wrote a long letter to the king, and he gave his sword to his most trusted lieutenant. The general had decided to retire. This was a big surprise to me, as it was to anybody. But when I heard that little boy's essay, it occurred to me, what makes us really human is to celebrate each life that comes into the world, and to mourn each life that is lost. I didn't need medals anymore. I didn't need the honor of being allowed into the presence of His Majesty anymore. I wanted to be a real human being again. As a result, overnight I went from being the village hero to being reviled as a traitor. The general turns to face Kaim and asks, "So are you going to mock me as a coward who ran away from the battlefield, or blame me for being a deserter who betrayed his own patriotism?" Kaim turns a gentle smile on the old man. "Neither," he says. "As a soldier you made the wrong decision, but as a human being you made the right one." The general strokes his white beard and says, "My habit has changed too. Nowadays I find myself stroking my beard when I'm embarrassed." The two men look at each other and smile. "Okay, back to work," says the general, standing with a grunt. He calls out to his troops, "All right, men, it's all downhill from here. Let's give it one last push and get back to the village before sunset." The troops under the general's command consist of 30 sheep, not one of whom is likely to take a person's life. "Tell me, Kaim, are you planning to go back into battle at some point?" "I don't really know," he replies. I'm content with herding sheep for now, the general says. I don't have the least regret for the decision I made that day. It would make me happy to think that this could be a kind of lesson for you. With this parting remark, the general turns away from Kime and begins walking. The sheep amble along after him in his newly reformed ranks. Standing at attention, the general raises his right arm and waves his troops on. Forward, march! The command he had once delivered to tens of thousands of men on the battlefield now echoes pleasantly among the mountains of his native village. End. Treasure and information. Wrong button. This button. Is your internet working a little better, Alex? It's hidden somewhere in Tosca Village, a present for Kime from the children. I don't see anything lootable in here. What about upstairs? Ooh, there's a pot. With a seed? What's in the dresser? Anything? Flare bomb. Ooh, we're starting to see rank 2 magic turn up. What's in here? Four seeds of terror. Can probably make a handful of new rings. Should probably do that before we move into the next area. Ooh, a pie pot! 9, that brought us to 48. Earth charm. Hey, kitty cat! There's a sheep noise, Onyx. That's not a cat noise. Oh, here's our hidden treasure. Medusa's head. Seems so. You know, I have some serious trouble believing you actually lived here once before. Of course you do, Jansen. Of course you do. Alright, let's go inside. It's an inn, Kime. Look, it's been a long voyage, and I'm sure you're tired, so why don't we call it a day here, okay? Okay. Yeah, we'll rest. That's fine. Meow.
I'll go speak with the king. We've never met, but I've heard he's very wise. I'm confident that he has a ship that can get us past the hypercurrents.
Wow, that hit the spot. You know, I'm finally starting to feel at home.
Classy, Jansen. Classy.
No?
Are you even
Chug beer and belch in front of the queen.
There's a time and place for that stuff, and this is neither. Tell me, is it really true you can't drink?
Yes.
That is so sad. But you're a queen. I mean, don't you have wine or champagne at parties or banquets, hangings, any festive thing like that?
Hangings are festive? Okay.
Well, look it. Nobody knows us here. Come on, just give it a try. I guarantee you'll like it. Really. It won't kill you, I promise. In fact, I bet if you take a couple drinks, you might get your memory back. Yeah, it relaxes the mind and other things.
Jansen, cut it out.
Think so?
Absolutely. Hey, look at me. You're talking to Jansen here. Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
What? You don't like the cheap stuff?
No, it's just I've never tasted anything like it before.
You don't have to force yourself to drink it.
No, I want my memory back. If there's any chances,
It's not going to
I'll
help.
manage to drink it.
Seriously, Ming, alcohol makes your memory go away. And especially if you drink it like that.
Wow, that good. Are you, okay?
Whew. I feel very lightheaded all of a sudden. It's affecting me like you said it would.
Oh boy.
Oh, your muscles
Yeah,
are
well-
so...
Hey, oh! Oh, no.
Good job, Jansen.
You know you're cute when you're asleep.
Oh, don't be a creep.
What? Oh!
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Thank you,
We're
Seth.
having a serious discussion about, what's gonna happen next. And planning.
Happen next?
Yeah. She's gonna talk to the king and get us a ship, because yours can't float with it. After all, Goats has got the most advanced technology around. We figured we'd get a more seaworthy ship from him. So that, What?
All right. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt this time. But don't try any funny business with Ming.
Yeah, well, I'm looking out for her too, I mean, look how restful she looks right now.
Oh boy. What are we gonna do with Jansen? Quarabon. Oh, for sure. Oh, I don't doubt it in the least. He definitely seems like he's the type that would do that. Yay, treasure box. Don't mind me, just looting your room. I'm cleaning right now. Please wait up. Oh, it's you, Kime. How long ago were we here that little girl recognizes him? It's great to see you here, Kime. Everyone's just delighted. Strange. Shouldn't Sarah be with you? I have heard a great deal about you from my mother and father. Please make yourself at home. Thank you for coming, Kime. A toast for the well-being of our village's savior. Hey, welcome. How about a drink with us? Welcome, Kime. We're just a humble village, but I hope you enjoy yourself here. These people are too nice. Makes me suspicious. So, how was I on stage? I'd love to perform in a bigger town someday. I don't like all the bad news we're getting lately. Have you heard the rumors about the old sorceress's place out on the Cape? I'm sorry, I just don't feel well for some reason. I'm glad you're enjoying yourselves, though.
Hey, Kime! I heard you were back.
This place takes me back. And it looks like the years have been good to you.
Is the innkeeper Jecht from Final Fantasy X? I'm pretty sure it was Jecht's voice.
Knock it off. I'm a bona fide old man now.
Well, if you don't mind my saying so, you've aged really well.
Thanks, honey. Drink up. This is on the house.
I'm pretty sure that's Jecht.
Well, that is mighty nice. I don't mind if I do. Can I have that big, large mug over there?
I was only 7 when you saved the village, but I remember you as if it were yesterday. You were a hero to us kids back then.
Yeah? So, we're trying to get to Goatsa.
Forget it. The only way is through the Black Cave.
I heard it'd been closed off by some old sorceress.
There's nothing to be afraid of. We'll just bust our way through.
It's not that simple. Neither muscle nor magic have had any effect. Although adventurers with plenty of both have tried. My guess is that only that old sorceress can bust through the blockage. She's got some serious magic energy. Yep, she sure does.
Why don't we wait until she goes to the bathroom? Then we can sneak by her.
I don't think that's how it works, Jansen.
Oh, it gets better. You know that place where you and Sarah lived? Well, that old sorceress has moved in.
My house?
What? Hey, you don't even have a lease agreement?
Jansen, that's not important. Hey, at night.
We kept the place up after you and Sarah went away, so it'd be ready if you ever came back. But I'm afraid she's made a mess of it. Sorry.
Don't trouble yourself. It saves us the hassle of having to look for her.
That's a good point.
The only thing to do with squatters is run them out.
Well, I think you'll be okay. Just be careful, kind.
We're off to kick some old woman's butt. That doesn't sound
You're not gonna go off and leave me like this, are you?
We'll head out there tomorrow morning.
Ooh, people moved around. Oh, you're a ringmaker. Which reminds me, we should take a look at making rings. Ooh, machine killer. Magic killer. Kilo killer. Harden killer. Spirit ring, spirit killer. Alright, we need to find someone who sells whetstones. You? No, you're the innkeep. Ah, he's in here. Ooh, weapons. Okay, hold on. Let's, because we found a staff, remember? Should equip that on someone. Ooh, it's a Jansen staff. Alright, so we need a sword for Seth. Staves for Ming and Cook. And a new discus for Mac. I don't have this, and I don't have that. Ooh, he sells all kinds of stuff. We need to make a list. I need a shopping list. Come here, notepad. Alright, so we have 2 draining rings. I want another one, so that's 5. 5 needles. We want another shockwave ring, and that's 4 more pumice of despair. Eggs, bacon, pizza. We need, so that would be 22. Salmon, seal. 4, 6, sticky tape. Hey, Soze! No spoilers in this part, I'm just buying stuff. We need 10 more magic sealing feathers. And 14, 21, 27 sticky tape. Margin spoilers, you're out of here. Fear ring. It's another 6, 12, 18. And 18. Terror. Blind rings, we haven't had any of them yet. 8. 4 more sticky tapes per ring, so that's 4, 8, 12. Jeez, we're gonna need a lot of sticky tape. Lemon rings, poison rings. Spirit rings I can make now. Piercing rings. I can make 1. Yeah, so we need another 11 hard skins. Kilo rings need kilo oil. So we can make 1. And then we need another 5 kilo oil. I hope I can buy all this stuff from him. Aim ring, sharp beaks. We need, I don't have any, so I need 9, 8 sharp beak. Another 1. Mystery perfume. Jamming rings I can make 2. So we need 4 more chunk parts. A-strings, we need 8, 9 East horns, ultra element rings. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can buy all this, if we have enough money. Blood-sucking needles, we needed 5. Sticky tape, I needed 57. Magic learning stones are not on the list. Harrowweed thorn, not on the list. I should remove the stuff I've already bought. I know this is thrilling gameplay, guys, but please just bear with me. Poison oil is not on the list. Eastern red ore is not on the list. Hard skins are... How many of those did I need? 11? Sharp beaks are... I needed 8. Insect hunters, I don't need junk parts. I needed 4. Oh. Beast horn. Quality iron sand is not on my list. Seal cold water. Okay, so I couldn't buy everything, but we got a number of them. There! Now we should be able to talk to Trace. And turn those into... Make some turtle shell rings. And flying bee strings. I haven't made any soul rings. We need to make bruiser rings to do that. Might as well. There, I think I have 3 of all of his combined rings. Goody goody. Always here, just lurking. I need to make a lurk command. I keep forgetting that. Are you the one with the Kello statue thing? House in the cliff on the north side of the cape where you and Sarah lived. It's still there, you know? Okay, you're not the person I'm looking for. These people are all the same. Where's the kid that tells me to go find all the statues? Hello. A healing tank. Oh, there's a pot there. I missed that last time. Maybe it's one of the kids in the house. I don't think I talked to them. Welcome back, Kine. Where have you been all this time? I want to see what you did there. Did we find a seed in the end? I don't remember. Gave it 2 seeds. That brought us up to 50. I think I'm way behind where I'm supposed to be. I have a feeling we're supposed to be at 60 by now. I was gonna play with my brother, but he's not home. Probably out getting into trouble again. This isn't so fancy. Isn't that our brother? Shh, quiet down. I want to jump out and scare someone, but nobody's coming. So, the sister is not super observant if the little brother is just hiding in the kitchen. You know there's a side quest about these Kalon statues. Well, okay. I clearly don't know what the game wants me to do to unlock that quest. Maybe I unlock it later with this treasure hunter thing. Forward! To adventure! Ooh, all kinds of sparklies. Tosca Village, Old Source. Tosca's there, Old Sorceress, North Cape, Black Cave. It's the North Cape. Let's go check this place out. Quests. Hey guy, how's it going? Any treasure? There's no treasure here. Gongora was here. His magic took Lirum away from us. Gongora. You're upset? Why are you upset, my friend? Your Chromebook reset itself. That sounds worthy of being upset. Like, when you say reset itself, is it just like it rebooted, or it, like, reformatted? How reset is reset? Oh, this is where Lirum fell. Wow, what a view. It's pretty, isn't it? What's wrong, Kine? Lirum was here. Mom? Yeah, and that day, from this cliff, I lost the 2 things I cherished most in the world, Lirum and Sarah. Mom always wanted to meet her own mom and dad. I think getting to see you made her really happy, Kine. I think so. And now I got to meet you two. I wish I could introduce you to Sarah. She's my grandma, right? I'd love to see her and tell her how happy Mom was. Me too. Do you think we'll ever meet her? Yeah, someday I'll find her. I promise. Sarah. Liked all your apps. Yeah, that definitely sounds worth being upset about. Hey, Nitty, am I trying to get the treasure achievement? I'm not trying to get the treasure achievement. I'm also not trying not to not get it. Basically, I'm just sort of taking it as it goes, and if I get it, great. If I don't, oh well. No big deal. this way. Oh, I lost Game Boy Color emulator and Crystal Game GBA emu and 5 games. I didn't lose all that much. At least you didn't lose, like, you know, years worth of stuff. Like I did when my old hard drive died and took everything with it. Old Sorceress Mansion. Jeez, this was Kime's house? Holy crap. So this is the home of the old sorceress. It gives me the creeps. It's so strange. I can feel an intense magic energy. It's covering the entire mansion. That means the old sorceress is here, right? In any case, we've got to find that woman. I'm scared. Don't be such a scaredy cat, Mac. What's so scary? This is the house where Mom used to live with Kime and everyone. You know, but someone else is living here now. Yeah, well, that's what... Look, just be careful, okay? We don't have any idea what we'll find inside. As a solid-state drive. Okay. Technicality, yes, you're right. That's not a hard drive, but you know what I mean. Ooh, thunder. Ooh, ghosts. Whoa! Did you just see that? Any treasure outside here? Ooh, treasure box. Soul medicine. Oh dear. What the hell was that? That was a ghost. Old Sorceress Mansion, entrance hall. Home fragment A. Thus, all that lives does flow. Thus do they fade away. What's that? Oh, it's voiced.
They look like pieces of a poem.
The sorceress did this. She made a mess of everything. Let's get rid of her for good.
Always so dramatic, Jansen. Always. Ooh, treasure box. You're on. Let's see here. We need to teach him. Let's finish teaching him that. Ah, I see. Teach her that. And we're gonna give him. Where'd they go? Circlet. And a circlet. And a circlet. Save again so I don't forget to do that if I kick the bucket in here. Creepy ghost kids. He went into the mirror. Damn buckets. Home fragment B. Warmth brings no solace. I can't read any more of this. It's all falling apart. Oh, there's a treasure chest there. I want it. Oh, enemy fight. Did I give everyone new weapons? Ooh, I don't know what any of these are. Jansen was the one who was telling me what stuff was. Magic, 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 magic. Okay, so it's got magic killer on it, that's fine. Ooh, geez, Ming takes forever to cast. Hey, cut that out! I need those hit points. Well, that wasn't very effective. Ow! Cut that out!
Okay. Dog power of
Oh, the things in the back row! There's no way their guard status is that high. Stop doing that. Unidentified life form. They are resistant to fire. This is about where you stopped last time you played? Awkward?
dog power of
I wonder if they're just magic resistant. Oh, she's silenced. Oh, no, wait, fear. Fear means they don't act. Gotcha. I forget how to get Cook out of magic support, the casting support mode. I just have to stop casting spells. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, Mac's not bad. He's just not our heaviest hitter, that's all. Seth is completely petrified. Okay. Do I have something to deal with that? Maybe status ailment. I mean, I could use a cure-all, but I kind of feel like I should probably keep that for something. So I don't have a spell, so we'll use a cure-all because I want her to get experience points.
Okay.
Time is terrorized. Their magic is basically useless. Here we go.
It's not in my nature to lose.
Kyle learned anti-dizzy, and we got level 3 black white magic on Seth. Oh yeah, she's got circlet. Okay, good. I'm gonna teach her that, and then I don't need to have that equipped on her. Counter and spirit magic. Damage from fists? Boy. It's behind door number 1. Oh. Awfulness. This is behind door number 1.
Say your prayers.
These guys again? No, this hit pretty well. White magic. Oh, barricade. Spell white magic. Oh, shield. No, max down.
Okay.
I like enemies that do 1 and 0 damage. Stop petrifying?
Okay.
Dead ones. And I can't target them with healing magic. There's no way to retarget the bad guys. Shield on neck. Barricade on neck. That should soften them up somewhat. I don't have like a petrify cure. I think we're gonna need to run away. Oh, why didn't he attack? Did I do that? Yeah, we're gonna need to run away. That was kind. Oh, I can't run away. Ooh, that was a big hit.
That seemed like a needless battle.
Alright, I'm gonna go back to the main foyer. There's a save point out there. I'm gonna save. I think we're gonna call it a night here, guys. I haven't felt great all evening, and it's not getting better. So... I think I'm gonna go lay down. don't know, I think it's a mix of being up late all week and having to actually get up this morning. I just don't feel 100%. And yeah, exactly. And I want to get some rest before it turns into something more than just a general feeling of malaise. Let's see, who can I send you guys to hang out with while I'm out? Who's up? Let's go drop in on, yeah, that streamer. He dropped in on us. He's playing Mega Man X Command Mission, and I think you guys will probably enjoy that. You guys have yourselves a great evening, and keep an eye on Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. I will let you know what the plan is for tomorrow. As of right now, the plan is go normal. But if this turns out to be more, well, I'll let you know. But thank you guys for coming and hanging out, and I hope to see you guys for the next stream. Night night.